Sharanya Sarva Bhutana Manada Dinatsala Dridhavrata Sajakstambho Brahmanyo Vidasevaka Sharanya Sarvabhutanam Manado Dinavatsala Dridhavrata Sambho Brahmanyo Vidasevaka Sharanya Sarvabhutanam Manado Dinavatsala Dridhavrata Satsando Brahmanyo Vidasevaka Sharanya Sarvabhutanam Manado Dinavatsala Brahmanyo Vidasevaka Sharanya Sarvabhutanam Manado Dinavatsala.
Hare Krishna Dridhavrata Satya Sandho Brahmanyo Vriddhat Sevaka Nya Sarva Bhutanam Manado Dinavatsala Hare Krishna Shri Gurudev Srimati Guru Mata Dridhavrata Satya Sandho Brahmanyo Vriddha Sevaka Ranya Sarva Bhutanam Manatah Dinavatsala. Hare Krishna Guru Mataji, Hare Krishna Shila Gurudev. Dridhavata Satya Sandho Manyo Vriddha Sevakaha Karanya Sarva Bhutanam Manado Dinavatsalaha.
Satya Sandho Brahmayo Vriddha Sevaka Taranya Sarvabhutanam Manodina Vatsala. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna Gurudev, Hare Krishna Guru Mataji. Dridhavrata Satya Sandho Brahmanyo Vriddha Sevaka Sharanya Sarva Bhutanam Manado Dinavatsala.
Hare Krishna Akshara Gurudev, Hare Krishna Guru Mataji. Dridhavrata Satya Sandho Brahmanyo Vriddha Sevaka Saranya Sarva Bhutanam Manado Dinavatsala. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna Srila Gurudev, Hare Krishna Guru Mataji.
दृढव्रता सत्यसन्धो ब्रह्मण्यो वृद्धसेवका शरण्या सर्वभूतानां मानदो दीनवत्सला
हरे कृष्णा श्रीला गुरुदेव, हरे कृष्णा गुरु माता जी।
Hare Krishna.
दृढ़व्रता सत्यसन्धो
Satyasandho
ब्रह्मण्यो वृद्धसेवका
Sevaka
शरण्य सर्वभूतानां
Ajanya Sarvabhutanam
मानदो दीनवत्सला।
Adadinavatsala.
कृष्णा गुरुदेव।
Yes, Srila Prabhupada. The king will be firmly determined and always situated in truth. He will be a lover of the brahminical culture and will render all service to old men and give shelter to all surrendered souls. Giving respect to all, he will always be merciful to the poor and innocent. Purport. The word Vriddha Sevaka is very significant. Vriddha means old men. There are two kinds of old men. One is old by age, another is old by knowledge. This Sanskrit word indicates that one can be older by the advancement of knowledge. King Prithu was very respectful to the brahmanas and he protected them. He also protected persons advanced in age. Whatever the king would decide to do, no one would be able to stop. That is called Vriddha Sankalpa or Vriddha Vrata. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Jatapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raganatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Radhita Shri Vishakanditam Shcha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Neshnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Tinamane Namaste Sarasvate Deve Gauravani Pachanine Nivishesha Shinyavari Pashishadesatarine. Mukam karati vachalam bandham namigate girim yat kripatamaham bande Shri Guru Dinataranam. So, it's very interesting to make a comparison between our modern day leaders and this leader here. Our modern day leaders, just like our president, he may want to do something, but then the Congress, the House of Representatives, the Senate can stop him from doing it. So he's not very powerful. Even a leader in the most powerful nation in the world is actually not very powerful. But just see a Krishna conscious ruler, you see. No one could check anything that he wanted to do. But he was always acting in a very saintly way also. He was always doing, his management was always first class. He wasn't doing stupid things like our modern day leaders. It's good they're not very powerful. They're so stupid. They're so ridiculous. So that they mismanage in so many ways. It says they don't set a good example. But actually, the one is, they're supposed to set a good example. It's supposed to be a good example for all the citizens. Our leaders are supposed to show ideal behavior, ideal speech, ideal thoughts, ideal actions. But they're not ideal at all. They're rascals. We need to bring in a government like we have here, Ram Raj, government, a Krishna conscious government. That's what we need. But the trouble is, the voters here will not elect the Krishna conscious leaders. They'll vote for their own kind. Shravidara Ushtara Karai, Sanstita Parashat Pashu, Najata Karmatato Peta, Jatanama Gadon. Of course, some people will vote. We had our temple president in Gainesville. He ran for city council. He got a few votes from the non-devotees. They appreciated Hare Krishna philosophy, even though they weren't devotees. Many people voted for him. They didn't win, but he got a lot of votes. So we need to educate the people so we can get such leaders in the future. We need to make the people Krishna conscious, get the majority Krishna conscious by distributing books, by setting a good example, by preaching, by all kinds of, we should see all kinds of preaching programs we can do. It's like we have a preaching program coming up now, the Body, Mind, and Spirit Expo coming up. They have a book table. They will be going there and preaching. So we have to see we have to look for more and more ways we can get out there and meet the people and give them Krishna consciousness. At the same time, we have to cultivate our own Krishna consciousness, because the more we become awakened, the more we have the power to awaken others. Physician, heal thyself, you see. The physician is sick, he can't go to the office. He has to be healthy to go to the office. If he's sick, he'll make his patients sick. So the physician has to always be in very good health. So we have to be fixed in Krishna consciousness very nicely, chanting at least 16 rounds every day of quality rounds, a good quality japa, strictly avoiding illicit sex, meeting, intoxication, and gambling, becoming absolutely convinced of this philosophy. On any shadow of a doubt, we shouldn't think Krishna is some Hindu myth, or some Hindu mythology, or spiritual man, or Srila Prabhupada, an ordinary man. No. We have to kick out such ideas and have firm conviction that Srila Prabhupada is coming. Evam param parapratam nimam rajarsha yogidu sakamene hamahata yoganushta padantata. That he's a bona fide spiritual master coming into succession. He's siddha, he's perfect. Whether he was a kripa siddha, by mercy he became perfect, or he was nitya siddha, always liberated, or by executing devotional service under the guidance of his spiritual master, he became perfect. Sadhana siddha. Doesn't matter how he became siddha, but once you're siddha, there's no difference. Even Narada Muni is called a sadhana. He was a conditioned soul in his previous birth. He became the great Narada Muni. So it doesn't matter what one's background is. You can be a complete idiot, sinful rascal, simply caught up in material sense gratification. But by taking shelter of a bona fide spiritual master and taking his orders, your very life and soul, you can become siddha, a spiritual perfect being, qualified to see Krishna face to face, eye to eye. So we have to take advantage of this mercy of Srila Prabhupada. He's giving us his association, granted us, and he labored like anything to give us these books, hardly sleeping at all. I think 3.5 hours a day, I think. I remember it took 3.5 hours. That was it. 3.5 hours a day of sleep. Giving us so many wonderful books, so many wonderful lectures. You can tune into the lectures. You can tune into the kirtans. There are so many, hundreds of lectures recorded. You can tune in and hear his conversations, his morning walks. It's just, in so many ways we can get his association by so many devotees have written in their memories of their associating with Srila Prabhupada, so we can tune into the association of this great empowered Vaishnava Acharya, his divine grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Tridanti Goswami Maharaj, and connect with his orders, like he ordered, make our Austin Center a grand success, you see. So we can connect with Srila Prabhupada by working together as a spiritual family here to make the Austin Center a grand success, and we're asking everybody all over the world to please contribute. You go to ISKCONAustin.com and click on the donate button, and everyone can contribute to help serve this order of Srila Prabhupada, make our Austin Center a grand success. Right now, we're caught up in this material existence. That's our present position. This human form of life was a special opportunity to get out of it. get out of this quagmire of material existence. You can take advantage of this human form to become enlightened in Krishna consciousness, to take seriously these teachings given in the Bhagavad Gita, to hear very carefully from the spiritual master. Tadvidi pranipatena paripashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnanena tattadarshinaha. Just try to learn the truth by approaching the spiritual master, inquire from him submissively, render service unto him. The self-realized souls can impart knowledge unto you because they have seen the truth. So if we hear from that person who has seen the truth, who is explaining the truth exactly as he has seen it, exactly as he has heard it, exactly as he has realized it without any additions or subtractions, and taking that deep within our heart, we also become enlightened. There's like thousands and thousands of young boys and girls. They heard from Srila Prabhupada, their lives are completely transformed. They were ordinary souls suffering in the material world, and they entered into this realm of transcendental bliss, Krishna consciousness. Living in the transcendental existence, even here in this material world, you can live in the transcendental realm. You don't have to wait to go back to Godhead. You can be back to home, back to Godhead, right here, right now, by taking these teachings very seriously and molding your life accordingly to them. You just simply have to harmonize with Krishna, that's all. You have to not be in a state of disharmony, you have to harmonize with Krishna. And then your whole life becomes a beautiful, beautiful experience, a beautiful adventure of associating with Lord Sri Krishna, associating with Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, associating with all the great Vaishnavas, Narada Muni, six Goswamis, Lord Nityananda, Sri Kadadhar. One actually tunes in, you tune into Krishna consciousness, you're in this huge festival of spiritual bliss, associating with all these great personalities. Narada Muni is blessing us, so many, they're all showering their mercy upon us. You just have to connect. You see, the trouble is we're bringing an umbrella. The mercy is raining upon us, and we got this umbrella called the false ego. You got to put away this umbrella. Let this mercy come. Let the mercy flow. Let me become showered with this mercy, completely inundated with this mercy. This is what we have to do. Instead of being these stubborn holdouts, no, I want to enjoy this material world. Isn't that stupid to try to enjoy this place with simply a realm of birth, death, old age, and disease? Isn't it stupid to try to enjoy this place? Don't you think it's asinine to try to enjoy this place? I like that word asinine. It's like, means like an ass. Hee-haw, hee-haw. Somebody try to, isn't it asinine to try to enjoy this place where there's only suffering? See, there's no actual happiness. You know what happiness we have in this world? It's called Maya Sukaya, illusory happiness. Actually, there's zero happiness here. Because our nature is to enjoy, we imagine. It's like people say, how are you doing? Fine. I feel like hell, but I say fine, fine, fine. People don't want to wake up to the fact that they're suffering. It's too heavy for them. They can't handle it. But an intelligent person analyzes, says, I'm suffering. Why am I suffering? I don't want to suffer. An intelligent person admits he's suffering. Aha Prabhu Nityananda Premananda Sukhi Kiba Balo Kami Amra Bhagavad Dukhi. My dear Lord Nityananda, I'm very much suffering right now, because I see you're in the state of pure transcendental bliss. So kindly cast your glance of mercy upon me so I can also become ecstatic like you are ecstatic. So an intelligent person admits he's suffering. He doesn't pretend like he's, I'm fine, fine, fine. Intelligent person admits he's in a suffering condition and begs for the mercy of Guru, Krishna, and Vaishnavas how to get out of that suffering condition. And when he takes that humble position of being willing to take instruction, to be corrected, whatever is necessary, then he can actually become reformed and liberated from this false identification. Actually, we're not these material bodies. These material bodies are a suffering condition. Very much a suffering. It's like an old man's body. So many suffering conditions in an old man's body. The eyes go bad, the ears go bad, the prostate gland goes bad, so many problems, the legs go bad, so many things. But so if one identifies with the material body, you're guaranteed to suffer. That's why the first important thing is to realize I'm not this material body. That's the first lesson in the path of self-realization. I am not this body. Dehinosmin yata dehe kumaram jovanam jara tata dehantara praptir dirasatatamuyati. The embodied soul continually passes in this body from boyhood to youth to old age. The soul similarly passes into another body at the time of death. Self-realized soul, the sober person, is not the Buddha, but such a change. So we have to become sober. We have to become self-realized. We have to detach ourselves from the bodily identifications. When you get in your car to drive, you think that you're your car. Actually, people do. They think they're their car. You know that? Somebody has an accident, he jumps out, you hit me. He gets very angry, you hit me. But you hit his car, you didn't hit him. He's why you say you hit me. He's misidentifying with his car, you say. So the same way we misidentify with the car, we misidentify with this. This is also a car. His body is simply a car. It's not a Chevrolet or a Ford or so it is. It's given by
Tesla.
Huh? What is it? Jet lag, what is it? Tesla, not a Tesla. So yeah, we have to get out of this ridiculous misidentification. Actually, when you look in the mirror, when you're shaving in the morning, are you looking at yourself? You put on your T-lock, are you looking at yourself? No, you're not. But we tend to think, that's me. See, but we're so much trained to think it's me. Instead of thinking I'm this old 75-year-old man, I should realize I'm an eternal youth. I'm actually an eternal youth. I'm not this rotting, aging body with the eye bags and the hearing aids and all these things. It's not me. I'm an eternal youth. I'm one of Krishna's associates. But I made the foolish mistake of only trying to enjoy separately from Krishna. It's given me this opportunity. All right, you want to try to enjoy separately? Okay, go for it. When you realize what a stupid fool you were for this mistake, you're welcome to come back. You see. So that's why we have to take this human form very, very serious. Very, very seriously. Here's our opportunity. In the other form, you don't have the opportunity. You cannot. How many dogs and monkeys and alligators are coming to Bhagwatam classes? They have no inclination. They just want to eat, mate, defend, sleep. That's all they know. The lower species. But we have a very rare opportunity. In this human form, a very, very, very rare opportunity. Tato Brahma Jigyasa, the Vedic injunction. Now that you have this human form, you must utilize it for self-realization. What's the percentage of the human population that's following that instruction? 0.0000%. That's just a very small percentage. It's actually a crying shame. We have to do something about it. We have to get rid of these damn rascal leaders who are sanctioning slaughterhouses and abortion clinics and so many things. We have to get rid of all this nonsense garbage that's going on with Krishna conscious leaders. We need Krishna conscious leaders. The governor of Texas should be Krishna conscious. The mayor of Austin should be Krishna conscious. The president of the United States. The UN, all these people should be Krishna conscious. By having these non-devotees in leadership positions, it simply makes this world more and more of a hellish nightmare. It becomes more and more hellish. But if we can bring Krishna back to the center, Ishavashamidam sarvam yatkinjam jagajam jagat tena chachena bunjitam madhutam krishasiddhanam. Everything animate or inanimate that is within the universe is controlled and owned by the Lord. Therefore, one should accept only those things necessary for himself, which have been set aside as his quota, knowing well to whom everything belongs. This is the problem. They think mine, 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 mine. So we have to take advantage of Srila Prabhupada's mercy. Prabhupada told us that we can have a great impact on the world, and Krishna actually confirms it. Whatever a great man does, yadacharati shreshtastatadeviterojana sayatpanama kurute lokastadanavartate. Whatever a great man, whatever action a great man performs, the common men follow. Whatever standard he set by exemplary acts, all the world pursues. So we need to get on this neophyte platform, Neophyte brahmacharis, neophyte brahmacharinis, neophyte grahastas, neophyte vanaprasthas, neophyte sannyasis. We have to come up this neophyte platform and actually become acharyas. If we can come to that position of being acharyas, then we can deliver the world. We have to stop being these neophytes who are still battling it out with our material desires. You see, if we come up this neophyte platform, come and power acharyas. Even if only one of us can become absolutely pure devotee, that one devotee can live the whole world. Prabhupada confirms. So we have to get off this neophyte platform. All this nonsense going on. I want this, I want that, I want this. And we just simply have one desire. All I want is pure devotional service. That might be my only desire, that now and I have one desire and one desire only, not to become a pure devotee of Krishna, qualified to see Krishna face to face, eye to eye. Premanjana charita bhakti valochanena samtak sadaiva hidayesha valokayanti yang shama shunyam machinya ganasvarupam govindam adipurusham tamaham vajami. I worship the wind of the finding of the Lord. The pure devotees see in their heart of hearts with the eye of devotion, tinged with the salve of love. We need to come to that position. They will directly experience Krishna face to face, eye to eye, 24/7. We need to come to that position, and then then even going back to God, it won't mean anything, because we're already back to God, even while in this material world. Everybody is so directly associating with Krishna 24 hours a day. You need to come to that position. So we have a few minutes left. Anybody have any questions? Any arguments, disagreements, confusions? Let's see if we have anything coming in on the internet. Nothing on the internet, yes?
Sure, in the purport, it was said that, in the translation, that he would respect all the living entities, but at the same time, as a king, he would punish them as well. So,
sure.
So how to understand?
Respectfully punish them, isn't it? He didn't hate anyone; he loved everyone, but he punished them for their benefit. Punishment is actually a benefit for someone who is sin. It's like, why do they have a prison? You say, why don't they just kill all the prisoners, all the criminals? Why don't they just put them to death? They want to. What do they call them? Reformatories. Prisons are called reformatories. The place to reform them. So the kindness of the government is, instead of killing them, put them in the idea is to reform them. Of course, that's an ideal government. Our present day prisons, they just become worse because of the atmosphere is not proper. But the ideal idea of a prison is actually help them overcome their criminal tendencies and come out and become nice, law-abiding citizens once again. Isn't it? That's the ideal government. And the prisoners actually become rectified of their criminal tendencies, become nice law-abiding citizens, and they come out. But because our governments are corrupt, that doesn't work that way.
Taking that, so this is also prison house. How come we are not getting rectified?
Because we're not taking advantage of the instructions of the great acharyas. We're doing our own thing.
So before
Like they're saying, my way or the highway. I'm going to do things my way. Now, instead of being humble and realizing we made a mistake, I made a mistake, we're trying to lord over all I survey. Instead of taking a humble position, rectifying ourselves by following the pathway, one should follow the pathway of the great acharyas. Instead of following the great acharyas, I'm trying to blaze my own trail here based on my sense gratification. Isn't it? That's the problem.
Then where is they are doing it based on the sense gratification. Where is the information?
The information I need is right here in this environment. Reformatory. In an ideal government. The prisoner, there'd be kirtan in the prison, there'd be prasadam, there'd be lectures on the scriptures, everything would be there for the prisoners. In an ideal government. Sometimes they allow. We went to when Vishnu Janswami was here, we went to the jail in San Antonio, and they had a chapel in the jail. We went to the chapel and did a program over the intercom system, and the prisoners were cheering. They were in ecstasy to hear the kirtan. They were cheering in all the cells. You can hear them cheering in the cells.
They always have a chapel. Huh? They always have a chapel. We do have chapels in them.
Yeah, the chapel. The idea of a chapel is that by becoming religious, they become pious. That's an idea. They have a religion is something that makes you pious. You want to obey the laws of God. So that's a valid principle. Bringing them God consciousness, bringing them back to living in harmony with Krishna. They naturally give up their criminal tendencies. Anything else? Or we can end early today. Yes.
Gurudev, you were mentioning the weakness of modern government, specifically democracy, when you were saying that even if
democracy.
Yeah. That even if the president wants to do something, he has to go through the. He's not very powerful. Yeah.
Not like a king.
So I was thinking then, if we look at communist countries or dictatorship, then is that a better form of government, where they have absolute power, just one person individual?
Actually, when you have demons, it's better. Democracy is better because they check each other's power. It's like this rascal Putin attacking Ukraine and killing so many innocent people, killing them. I got disciples. I have students in there, and I worry about them every day. They get killed. I have one student, Sadhvi. She's writing me, Gurudev, I'm okay. She keeps telling me she's okay, but she's in Kiev, which is the capital. It's definitely a target for the Russians to defeat Kiev. She's living in Kiev. I worry about her a lot. Because if they're demons, it's better they don't have absolute power. But if there's a Krishna conscious government, you can give absolute power to the king. Anything else? Now we got something coming in from Sharad Devi Dasi. If one is back home, even being in this world, then is it that there won't be any tendency of becoming materially conscious? No. If one is Krishna conscious, the tendency for material sense gratification will be completely gone. What does Krishna say? Vishaya in Bhagavad Gita 2:59, Vishaya venivartante niraha rashidehina rashavashan rashopyashra parang vishvanivartate. The embodied soul may be restricted from sense enjoyment, though the taste for sense objects remains, but ceasing such engagement by experiencing what? A higher taste, the fixed consciousness. So if one has a higher taste, you see, then the lower taste is no longer attractive, you see.
No, it says ceasing.
If I give you $1,000 and I say, okay, now give it back, you go, oh. I say, here, I'll give you $1 million if you give me the 1,000 back. No problem. Take your $1,000 back. You see. So when you get that higher taste, you see, just like in material world, sex pleasure is considered the number one thing. Right? Number one, sex. They say sex sells. They use sex even to sell toothpaste. It's like I remember there's a toothpaste, Ultrabite. I used to see, when I was a kid, I used to see the ads on TV. New Ultrabite toothpaste gives your mouth sex appeal. Everything sex. But for one who tastes the pleasure of Krishna consciousness, spit it at the damn thing. Jamanacharya Bandhari spits at the thought of sex because he's getting so much greater pleasure from Krishna consciousness. So the pleasure of Krishna consciousness is better than 10,000 sexual orgasms. Chanting Hare Krishna and mantra even one time in pure bhakti, better than 10 million sexual orgasms. The ecstasy you can taste, the pleasure, the happiness you can, the enjoyment you can get is far exceeds. So one is actually Krishna conscious. There's no question of going back to material consciousness. It's like asking somebody to eat stool. You see, let's say eat a nice piece of stool, fresh stool. Have a nice piece of stool. We'll put salt and pepper on it. Give you a knife and fork. Come on, put it on a nice plate. Here, have a nice piece of stool for your breakfast. See. He would go, yes, all right, yeah, woohoo. If you're alive and he's wagging his tail, running to the plate, yes, you see. But a human being. So when you become Krishna conscious, you see, for someone who's not material conscious, sense gratification is his stool. Oh, very nice. So when you're Krishna conscious, it's disgusting. That material sense gratification is disgusting. So we have to. The question is then, how do you get the higher taste? Here I'm feeling lusty, angry, greedy. I have all these bad feelings going on in my heart. How do I get rid of these damn things? How do I come? Well, that's why we have to follow our chant 16 rounds every day at least, and follow regulated principles. That's why we have to take initiation in front of our spiritual master and be totally sold out servants of our spiritual master. Because these things are the medicine that cure us from the material disease. Bhava Roga, a disease called birth and death. Bhava Roga. We have to get out of the Bhava Roga by bhakti, Krishna bhakti. So let's see if anything else has come in. Nothing here? Yes.
Gurudev, you mentioned about being mature brahmachari, mature grihastha, mature vanaprastha, mature in terms of what, Gurudev?
Maturity means to become sober-minded persons who are no longer attracted by the material nature. That's maturity. Someone is mature in Krishna consciousness. He's no longer interested in material sense gratification. He's simply interested in how can I think, speak, and act in such a way in all times, places, and circumstances that gives unlimited pleasure to my spiritual master and to Lord Sri Krishna. That's maturity. As long as we try to enjoy independently from Guru and Krishna, that's our immaturity. But our real maturity, how can I think, speak, and act in such a way in all time, places, and circumstances that give unlimited pleasure to my spiritual master, and Guru and Guranga and Krishna. You understand the point? Okay? Shall they be understood? Anybody want to speak or want to do a spoken question? We'll change the mode here. Spoken questions are. Anybody else have a spoken question? Yes.
You mentioned that for Krishna conscious, the monarchy is very much required. As in, like
It's better.
Yes.
More practical.
So now, if we apply that, looking at our ISKCON, then we, rather than one person after Srila Prabhupada.
That's right. Well, none of us are as qualified as Prabhupada. Isn't it? Anybody as qualified as Prabhupada? Not that I can see. But Prabhupada didn't name one success. Plus, we have to trust Prabhupada's wisdom. If there was one devotee who was qualified, he would have named, this is my successor, and he's in charge of everything. But he didn't do that. So we have to trust Prabhupada's wisdom. He set up the GBC to represent him, not one person. That's Prabhupada's arrangement. We have to trust him. This is what Prabhupada wanted, so let's do it. Does that make sense to you? Or not? Prabhupada's wisdom?
So, yes, so what would have made him do that way? Like,
Because
even understanding all
why did he do it? You can pray to him and ask him. I'm not Prabhupada to answer. I don't want to speculate why Prabhupada did that. It's his perfect wisdom. If you want to know why, then pray to him. Prabhupada, why do you do this? I don't want to speculate what's going on in his brain, what is going on in his mind. I don't want to try to speculate. How would I know? You can read in his books. Do a search in the database on GBC and see about successor. Look up successor in the database also. You may find something in the database that answers that question. Anything else? See if we have any typed in questions.
Well, if the successor becomes corrupt.
What is it? What if there was one successor and he became corrupt and the whole thing is spoiled?
All human is finished.
Yeah, the whole thing is finished.
And that is one reason that Prabhupada may not have designated a successor.
This person is my successor.
All
Even Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati didn't set up one successor. He established a GBC.
he wanted, but Prabhupada established the GBC because he wanted it. Following in it.
He was following his own guru's example. He said, Bhaktisiddhanta set up a GBC also for Gaudiya Math. But it basically fell apart. And Prabhupada was able to maintain the civic succession through ISKCON, starting ISKCON. Okay, here we have more coming in. Why are hidden material desires and the newly learned spiritual things always in conflict with each other? Let me see if I can understand here. Why are hidden material desires and the newly learned spiritual things always in conflict with each other? We have material desires and we have the newly learned spiritual things. Because we're still misidentifying with our material bodies. That's the problem. That's why. There's a conflict between what I know I'm supposed to do according to the instructions of Srila Prabhupada and my material. There's a conflict between what I know what Prabhupada wants me to do and what my senses want me to do. It's due to bodily misidentification. We still think I'm this lump of flesh, and my happiness is to gratify these senses. We have to stop misidentifying with these material bodies and realize I'm an eternal spiritual being, and my only real business is to please Krishna with my every thought, word, and deed, in all times, places, and circumstances. Anything else? There's nothing else. We can stop here and move on to the next program. So take this process very seriously, make your life perfect, and let's work together as a spiritual family to make this whole world Krishna conscious as soon as possible. Srila Prabhupada, oh wait, one more. Is it correct to say that one has a higher taste more than the more he is fearless. Well, genuine fearlessness. It runs hand in hand with higher taste. Genuine. When they say, I'm not afraid of anything, you may claim or falsely claim that you may still have a taste of material sense gratification and claim to be fearless as some kind of egotistic proclamation. I'm not afraid of anything. But when death comes, it's to see if he's truly fearless. When death comes. Garanga all time means one always in Krishna conscious. If you're always thinking of Lord Chaitanya, then that's perfect Krishna consciousness. Lord Chaitanya is Krishna himself. So if you're Garanga conscious 24 hours a day, you're a pure devotee of Krishna. Anything else? Okay, we'll stop here. Wait. Okay, that's it. Thanks for tuning in. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
This session is no longer being recorded. Goodbye.